Let's not mislead the younger generation.
Mr. Liu, do you
Let's
know
not
the
look
cost
at it
of
like
a bag of
everybody
rice
is wrong.
in the market?
I have a younger friend here who says they are going to use this.
Dr. Liu, I'm asking you a question. Do you know the cost of a bag of rice in the market?
One particular part
do you go to the market?
Law that you want changed now. I bet you.
I'm sure that as we are talking now, policemen are waiting for you outside the studio so that when you finish, you will enter an SUV. Policemen and civil defense, people's fathers are waiting for you now as we are talking. So that when you finish from here, they will carry you home.
Mr. President,
you do not know the cost of energy. You don't know the cost of energy. You don't know the cost of rice.
He was one of
you are
the
speaking
finest
for your money.
as at the time. I mean, if you look at the challenges, that they try to tie to him, the issue they try to tie to him about the funds and everything else, then it shows you how much figures.
You are telling me about Chatham House.
That he was exposed
the
to.
Chatham House, the Nigerian people. The Chatham House vote Tinubu.
He has his green passport.
The Chatham House vote Tinubu.
At a young age, he did everything.
Nigerian voted Tinubu. Our lives have become worse, and you are there talking because they are paying you salary.
Country, he's running.
Be very careful.
We have consistency in Lagos. He is the president today. That alone shows you a success story.
Okay, thank you.
That's the hallmark of a change maker.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Thank you, Mr. Liu. I think you were trying to get some words in.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask him a question. He's talking about reputable organizations that are giving credit and rating Tinubu positively. And the question I am asking simply is whether Chatham House or whatever international organization Dr. Ali is talking about is rating Tinubu positively. Did Chatham House vote for Tinubu?
Okay.
Was Chatham House in Nigeria to vote for Tinubu? He's speaking for his money. As he's talking, policemen are waiting for him outside to carry him home. He doesn't know the cost of what he's selling in the market.
Let me just ask Peter.
We're in a government led by someone who believes in, speaking up, and he believes in changing a situation that it's not favorable or bearable to the majority of the populace. He's been about that, and he hasn't changed, and he's not going to change now that he's the president. And I don't think being online, he has repeatedly, stated something about it is possible that a government comes in and you're not very pleased with what the government is doing. It might not be because they're not doing right. It might just be because of misunderstanding, because of miscommunication. And in any case, whatever the reason is, you shouldn't hate your country. You can't insult tradition. You can't curse your nation. When the time is right, there is always the opportunity for you to change government. That's why we have, that organized chaos every 4 years, called election. So it's always an opportunity if you plan on time, and seek God's face, and listen properly, and put in the diligence, put in the work. You are always guaranteed that the nation will end up with the best that we can afford at that particular point in time. There is no country on earth that has all its problems solved.
Yeah, but you haven't answered the question itself.
Need for further existence.
Mr. Ali, the question
answering
itself
the question.
is
You are probably just not listening.
I am listening.
You are probably just not listening well. I'm answering. Don't be confrontational. I'm
not being confrontational.
If you ask me a question, then let me answer. Don't try to tell me how to answer it. Don't do that.
Go ahead.
Don't do that.
So go ahead.
We've had an economy that we all agree has been managed poorly and wrongly for decades. We have a population that, as we currently speak, increases by at least seven. A child is born within 7 seconds. That's an increased responsibility, and we think we have enough oil. The highest amount of oil we've ever pumped out was in 2006 or sometime 2007, 2.5 million barrels per day. We can't even do that now as a result of lack of efficiency and effectiveness. This isn't done by, we can give out, we can be very charitable, but the number keep increases. How much can you really give out if what is coming in is constant and what you are given to is continue to increase? We need to find ways to ensure that we are able to use the resources we have, the fixed resources, to meet our insatiable need and insatiable wants, which means we are going to have to apply knowledge, which is where we are stuck on as a people. We are very educated, but in the application of knowledge, we are lacking behind. But there has to be structural changes to the management of the affairs of this country for that to be effective. We have tertiary institutions, we have leaders opening universities left, right, center to compensate themselves or compensate their words. But what is coming out of it? We have doctors in different fields. In energy sector, we don't have light. We have professors in education, we all agree our education is not in where it should be. We need to look back at ourselves and say, okay, the last guy didn't get it right. The one before him didn't get it right. I mean, when people say they are activists, and I ask myself, you know, you have problem with the military, you have problem with the people of 99 to 2003, you have problem. I mean, you're having problem with everybody. You might have problem with yourself if you get in.
Okay, thank you very much. You haven't quite answered the question. The question is, it is not what the country is going to do for you, it's what you will do for the country. Okay, because you are the country. Thank
when
you,
someone says Nigeria killed somebody, Nigeria didn't kill anybody. Ineffectiveness of Nigerians killed somebody.
Mr. Ali,
inefficiency of Nigerians killed some, not Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I don't know whether I got the desired result I wanted, but thank you for your answering that question.
His demeanor, if you look at his face, you will see that he suddenly became angry when you were pushing him to give you the answer to your question. He started by massaging the young lady in the studio. My younger sister, I want to appeal to her. And the next thing, he was telling you not to push him. He wanted to have the floor, and he became angry, literally on his face. That is the attitude of this government. I even think there's an insult to call a young, a 20-year-old person a small girl. I don't find it funny, because in this country, we have seen people at 23 who became ministers and all of that. In my state, we still have, my governor was 46 and all of that. Now, that is the attitude of this government, as reflected by Dr. Aliyu. In that brief 2-3 minutes, that is the attitude of this government. He was wondering that activists, people say they are activists. You are angry with the military. You are angry with people from 1999 till now. The truth is that, have the ideals of June 12 been fulfilled? Have the ideals of the democracy, which we carry placard for, have they been fulfilled? The answer is no. But these people, the moment they give them power, imagine that a Dr. Aliyu has power, and I have the capacity to ask him questions. In 2 minutes, look at the annoyance. If he had a litany of policemen and soldiers, he will move them against me. That is exactly what Nigeria has been doing under this government. Have you also noticed that almost every prominent saboteur, economic saboteur, and mass murderers in Nigeria, from the north to maybe the southeast is still the only region that is isolated now, to the south, where I come from, they have all been compensated with either federal government contracts, ttle in particular. Some of them have been made traditional rulers. They have been given thrones. These are tenures that will never end until dead. Government officials are patronizing mass murderers and economic saboteurs and turning them to strongholds in this country. And those of us who are asking for change, just make one line, they come and arrest you. I was arrested and charged for treason for saying that my former governor mismanaged 500 million naira meant for a microfinance bank that is still not working till today. Instead of the security agencies to go after the person that mismanaged our money, they came after me. And I was charged for treasonable felony, attempts to overthrow Buhari and Governor Yadi. I don't know how this country is working, but the people that are destroying this country, carrying arms, once you have I call it the AK-47 economy. They are moving on with it. Once you have the capacity to kill in mass, after 1 or 2 years, they'll call you, negotiate with you. Either give you a traditional throne, or give you a contract to go and secure some federal government assets, or make you so prominent, fund you with so much money. As a matter of fact, there's a bandit leader in Zamfara State that was declared wanted. The day he came outside to collect an award, he was surrounded by policemen, and the local government chairman was seated there in the occasion, a man that had been declared wanted by the Nigerian army and by the Nigerian police. That is how this country is functioning. And they come to talk about this, our movement. Dr. Ali said something there that there's no country that has all its problems solved, and I agree with him absolutely. But what I'm saying is that our target we may not be able to eventually stop corruption. But if you can put a stumbling block on the part of those who want to steal our money, it's some form of progress. We may not, I don't think there's any country anywhere that has been able to stop corruption completely. But what we can do is continue to mobilize ourselves to put stumbling blocks on the part of those who want to steal. Let them know that if you steal, there will be some form of consequences. You may not go to jail in Nigeria because if you steal enough, it's only poor people that go to jail in Nigeria. I've been to jail, it's only poor people that are there. There's no rich man in prison because they are not ready to send themselves to jail. But our target may not just be to build a paradise here, but to be able to put stumbling blocks on the paths of those who want to destroy Nigeria. But government is not helping it. Our government is patronizing violence. Our government is patronizing crime. Our government is funding those who are destroying this country, and they are running after young people and innocent people who are calling for change in this country. And it is very, very disheartening.
Thank you for your passionate speech. Let me ask you, Deborah, first and foremost, we apologize.